As a senior faculty member at Trinity University, I have the privilege of serving as the marshal of the ceremony. Honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the investiture ceremony of Dr. Vanessa B. Beasley, the 20th president of Trinity University. I call this ceremony to order and ask that the audience remain seated throughout the procession. Thank you.
Welcome to the inauguration of Dr. Vanessa Beasley as the 20th President of Trinity University.
President Beasley, you're the right leader for the right time. We're entering the national stage. We're so excited about it, and we have all the right building blocks, but you're going to be able to tell our story better than anyone else. We're tremendously enthusiastic about your enthusiasm and your commitment to all of us. Welcome, and thank you so much for leading us into the next stage of what Trinity is going to become.
President Beasley, I'm excited to extend a welcome on behalf of the faculty as we're so thrilled to have you on board. We recognize your vision, your scholarship and experiences, and your passion to bring all voices to the table. You believe in us, and we believe in you.
President Beasley, we are so happy to have you here on campus. From our first meeting when I was the banner carrier for New Student Convocation, you were so welcoming and so kind to me. In fact, you were the first friend I made on campus. We all love you, and we wish you all the best.
Vanessa, on behalf of all of the faculty who have retired from Trinity University, I want to congratulate you on your inauguration. You know, your relationship with the retired faculty first began on the day that you and your husband, Trey, came to speak with us about your family and your hopes and dreams for Trinity in the future. And it was on that day that we knew that Trinity would continue to be in good hands. Know that you have our love and our support as you continue to lead Trinity into its next exciting chapter.
As a proud Trinity alum who now has the honor of serving as our head football coach, I want to welcome you to campus. As we go out and look for Trinity football players, we believe that better people make better Tigers. People who are passionate, energetic, focused, and committed to their growth and development. And you displayed all of those traits when you and Trey traveled to Danville, Kentucky and cheered us on to victory. We felt your passion, we felt your leadership, we felt your commitment to our young men, and I'm very confident that we will continue to feel it in the years ahead. Welcome to campus.
As president of the University of Texas at Austin and a Trinity alum, I'm thrilled to welcome you, President Beasley, back to Texas to lead my alma mater. You're here at an exciting time. Trinity's profile as a national liberal arts school is rising. San Antonio and Texas are thriving, and you have a unique opportunity to propel the university to even greater local and national impact. It's clear from our conversations that you'll do so with great expertise and enthusiasm. Thanks for taking on the job, and best wishes.
Vanessa, first off, congratulations on being Trinity's 20th president. I am so fortunate to serve as a member of your executive leadership team because I get to see firsthand your commitment, your collaborative approach, and your belief in us as leaders. I get to understand how much you believe in the faculty and staff and the environments they're creating for our students, in the brilliance of our students and their ability to solve the world's most complicated problems. And you believe in Trinity, from our past, our present, and who Trinity can become. Congratulations, and let's get to work.
Honored guests, friends, and Trinity family, University Chaplain Alex Turner-Wallander.
Friends, what a joyous day it is, and what a gift it is to be gathered here in celebration and in hope. So as we mark this next chapter of Trinity's journey, will you join me in a spirit of prayer? God of creation, imagination, and wisdom, we give thanks, for this is no ordinary day, but a new beginning. We give thanks for the threshold on which we stand, this moment of anticipation and celebration. We give thanks for this university, its storied history, and the community of learners who transform it daily. As we journey into the future, help us to hold in our hearts the memories of all who have brought us to this moment. Fill us with gratitude once again for this place and the people and legacies it represents. Inspire us to see the possibilities that await. Give us courage to embrace the task set before us, and grant us the wisdom we need to be faithful stewards of the future. As the light of this new day dawns, may we radiate with joy and live into hope. May it be so, may it be so. Amen. And now I would invite you to stand as we join our voices together in the singing of the national anthem.
President Beasley, Mr. Beasley, members of the Trinity University Board of Trustees, past presidents, Mayor Nirenberg, faculty, staff, students, alumni friends, honored guests, and distinguished delegates, including esteemed presidents from fellow institutions of higher education in San Antonio. I extend to you a very warm and appreciative welcome. We are honored that so many of you have chosen to share in this auspicious occasion in the life of Trinity University. My name is Tamara Ekstrand, and I am a senior majoring in theater and English with a minor in creative writing. Besides having an active role in Trinity's theater productions, including last semester's musical, the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, I am also involved in the Trinity Choir and a cappellas. It is my pleasure to participate in the investiture ceremony today and to welcome our new president, Dr. Vanessa Beasley. And now please welcome Trinity Board of Trustees Chair, Melody Meyer.
Good morning and welcome to this wonderful occasion. I'm Melody Meyer, Chairman of the Trinity Board of Trustees and a member of the class of 1979. Texas Presbyterians founded Trinity University in the tiny North Texas town of Tawakona in 1869. In the nearly 154 years since its founding, Trinity has endured hard times, wrenching changes, and 3 relocations: to Waxahachie in 1902, to San Antonio and the Woodlawn campus in 1942, and finally to its permanent home, this magnificent campus set on a hill overlooking the San Antonio downtown skyline in 1952. With each move, Trinity enjoyed an increased sense of confidence and renewal of purpose. It adapted, evolved, and emerged as one of the premier liberal arts institutions in the country, boasting a high-caliber faculty, exceptionally talented students, engaged and active alumni, and the determination to gather the resources necessary to sustain and build a university of the highest order. So as we gather to install its 20th president, let us acknowledge the debt we owe not only to the founders, but also to the succeeding generations and past presidents whose vision and dedication and hard work created this amazing institution that we are so justifiably proud of today. As beneficiaries of this great legacy, it is incumbent upon us to preserve, protect, and advance Trinity University for generations yet to come. James W. Laurie, Trinity's 14th president, for whom this beautiful building, auditorium, is named, noted in 1969, "Let it be with humility and gratitude that we share in the exciting and challenging days that have their origins in the past and their future glory in the future, and that demand of all of us who are Trinitonians the loyal devotion to the present." Such is our intent as we come to this moment, this very special moment of investiture. To begin, it is my privilege to announce Ron Nirenberg, Mayor of the City of San Antonio, a proud Trinity alumnus of the class of '99, and a former station manager of our terrific jazz radio station, KR2U. Mayor Nirenberg will bring greetings to President Beasley from the City of San Antonio.
Good morning, Tigers, home of the best jazz radio station in the universe. This is a historic day for Trinity University, but also for the city of San Antonio. As mayor of San Antonio and a Trinity graduate, I am deeply honored to be here for the installation of Dr. Vanessa B. Beasley as the Trinity University President, number 20. Trinity University, nationally recognized for academic excellence, has been part of the San Antonio story now for more than 60 years. And through these decades, the university has become thoroughly entwined in our city. Trinity graduates routinely emerge as leaders in their fields and in our community. Trinity alumni, including Senator John Cornyn, Univision founder Emilio Nicholas, poet Naomi Shihab Nye, City Manager Eric Walsh, and many, many more leaders are leaders in their fields. The university's legendary campus lectures and policymaker breakfasts have brought the world to San Antonio with international leaders and influential thinkers, enthralling the community in the process. So a new era begins today as Dr. Beasley's installment as the first woman to serve as Trinity's president. I agree, these are milestones worth celebrating and recognizing. And I would like to point out it only took the city 300 years to elect its first female majority city council. So you're way ahead of the game. And I'd also like to thank my colleague who was part of that female majority elected city council, Dr. Adriana Rocha Garcia from District 4, who is here present with us today. Thank you very much, Dr. Rocha Garcia. Our community is excited to watch progress unfold. Dr. Beasley was recently quoted as saying she wants Trinity to be known as part of the community and not separate. Well, let me tell you, that is music to our ears. So on behalf of the City of San Antonio, congratulations to both Dr. Beasley and to Trinity University. We stand ready to do our part in taking our partnership to new heights. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Nirenberg. It is my privilege to introduce the first of several esteemed individuals who offer some reflections on our new president. Trinity University is proud of its distinguished faculty. One such faculty member is Chad Spiegel. Dr. Spiegel is a professor of religious studies and the chair of Trinity University's Faculty Senate. In addition, Dr. Spiegel is a former director of the Mellon Initiative for Undergraduate Research in the Arts and Humanities at Trinity University, the faculty advisor for Trinity's Jewish Student Association, and a co-founder of the Texas Jewish Studies Triangle. We are grateful for his service to the Presidential Search Committee that resulted in the appointment of Dr. Beasley. I now ask Dr. Spiegel to bring greetings on behalf of the faculty of the university.
On behalf of the Trinity University faculty, I am honored to welcome you, Dr. Vanessa Beasley, as the 20th president of Trinity University. As faculty, we are keenly aware of the role leadership plays in various aspects of academic life, whether it's leading a team of scholars doing cutting-edge research, a classroom of students through complex concepts, or an academic department as it adapts its curriculum. Effective leadership is crucial to the success of all areas of university life. As the president of Trinity University, you are not just a leader, you are a leader of leaders. To determine your preparedness for your new role, I turned to ChatGPT, which let me know that you will come well prepared to lead Trinity University. Not only do you, quote, bring a wealth of experience, expertise, and vision for higher education, but your unwavering passion for creating opportunities for students and fostering a supportive and inclusive campus environment is exactly what our community needs to survive. End quote. Furthermore, ChatGPT assured me that you will, quote, provide the leadership and guidance necessary to build on a strong foundation of our past and create a bright future for Trinity University, end quote. This is all certainly true. But with you, Dr. Beasley, Trinity is getting much more in a leader than what ChatGPT's rhetoric can tell us. We are getting a scholar whose research puts you in a unique position to be effective in the role of a university president. As a scholar, you have researched and written about the important yet complex role presidential rhetoric plays in shaping a shared national identity. For example, in your book, You the People, you write that presidential rhetoric is an effective tool for promoting shared identity, but it can also encourage exclusion, intolerance, and even inhumanity. Presidential rhetoric, therefore, has the ability to both unite and divide. Furthermore, the book points out that rhetoric about a shared identity doesn't always match the reality of a diverse and sometimes divided country. Presidential speeches, in other words, can be a series of formulaic platitudes, not unlike the parts of the greeting written by ChatGPT. Despite the negative side of rhetoric and about shared identities, in your recent article, Hear the Presidency Differently, you astutely argue that, quote, one of the responsibilities of being president is defining American national identity in ways that show both fidelity to and respect for diversity of the population, as well as the aspirational need to become more inclusive, end quote. Although your scholarship is explicitly about the presidents of nations, your ideas are applicable to university presidents as well. At Trinity University, we are in a period of exciting and forward-thinking change. As we move past the difficult pandemic years, enter the national liberal arts landscape, develop a new leadership structure, and welcome new people into our community, your scholarship uniquely positions you as someone who understands both the important role a president plays in creating and fostering a shared identity and the difficulties of ensuring that our shared identity is actually shared by the entire community of faculty, staff, students, administration, board of trustees, alumni, and everyone else who chooses to be part of the Trinity community. President Beasley, in the short time you have been on campus, you have already started this difficult work, and I have no doubt that you will continue to effectively and thoughtfully lead the Trinity community as we collectively create a shared identity that we can all be proud of. On behalf of Trinity University faculty, congratulations on your investiture as our 20th president. We look forward to working together with you for many years to come. It is now my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Katie Ramirez. Katie is the president of the Trinity Staff Engagement Council and director of the Center for Experiential Learning and Career Success, which is pronounced Celsius. Under her leadership, the Trinity Celsius team recently received national recognition from the National Association of Colleges and Employers for their innovative programming and has helped the university achieve its record-breaking postgraduate outcome rate of 98%. Katie holds an undergraduate degree in arts and a master's in nonprofit management And in addition to her on-campus roles, Katie represents Trinity as a board member of the Texas Association of Colleges and Employers. Please welcome Ms. Katie Ramirez.
Good morning. On behalf of Trinity University staff, it's an honor and joy for me to welcome Dr. Vanessa Beasley as our 20th president today. In my capacity as president of the Trinity Staff Engagement Council and as director of the Center for Experiential Learning and Career Success, I've had the pleasure to engage with Dr. Beasley a number of times over this past semester. Her commitment to this community has been palpable, and her authentic leadership and focus on increasing equity have been evident since day one. As staff, much of our work happens behind the scenes, and frankly, it's not always visible even to other staff. But in her short time here, Dr. Beasley has already demonstrated her support and acknowledgement of the unseen, engaging with staff by participating in our events, taking in the many Trinity traditions that exist, listening to better understand the uniqueness of this community, and doing it all with a sense of curiosity and the laser-focused goal of helping Trinity become even better than it is today. Building on the legacies forged by presidents before her, Dr. Beasley's dedication to the university and her ability to lead others are reflected in the way she listens to and learns about our community. A president's vision for a university and approach to their work has the ability to propel or extinguish staff momentum. Dr. Beasley's vision, warmth, approachability, and curiosity provide that spark that has already begun to drive more innovation and will allow staff to further harness the greatness that exists all around us. I have no doubt that Dr. Beasley is the right president to lead us into the next chapter of Trinity's history. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge another Beasley that has also already been impactful to our staff community, and that would be Dr. Beasley's husband, Trey. He has demonstrated his own unique commitment to Trinity and its staff through engaging and offering support on numerous staff initiatives, being willing to lend a hand wherever needed, even attending some really great 8 a.m. weekly planning meetings, all while supporting Dr. Beasley and this institution in countless other ways. Dr. Beasley, thank you for all you've already done to become an important part of this Trinity community and for the ways you've already supported staff. We look forward to continuing to build on our legacy of excellence together, and on behalf of the staff, welcome as our 20th president. Now, Trinity University exists to provide quality education to all students it serves, and we're very proud of all of our students, one of whom is Danny Wynn. Mr. Wynn is a junior from San Antonio, Texas, and is a dual degree-seeking student majoring in business administration with a concentration in marketing and communication. Mr. Wynn is the current president of the Student Government Association, and while president, he has served in the Inclusive Excellence Advisory Council and is a steward of student interests and student success. Please welcome Mr. Danny Wynn, who brings greetings on behalf of the students.
Good morning. Thank you to Board Chair Meyer and the Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, students, alumni, and Dr. and Mr. Beasley. On behalf of the student body here at Trinity University, it is my honor to bring greetings on this historic day. Historic in the dawn of a new chapter of a 153-year-old maroon-clad history book. Historic in the inauguration of a new leader and the maintenance of the foundational principles that have stewarded student success, and historic in the reflection of the past and the aspirations into the future. I've been able to work with and know Dr. Beasley for a better part of a year now. In these few months, I've been fortunate enough to know Dr. Beasley both as a person and as a leader. One of the most remarkable observations that I've made is Dr. Beasley's willingness to immersify herself into the Trinity community. From attending lectures and being a guest speaker, to having lunch in Code Student Center as any other Trinity students, to liking both Tom Petty and Harry Styles, and to meeting and serving in the best interests of students. Throughout her time here at Trinity so far, she has stressed the importance of keeping the momentum of progress while never forgetting the community behind this great work, nor forgetting the single and sole purpose of our university, to build community and to foster success in our students. And that is a leader that Trinity embodies, empowers, and emboldens. And so this new chapter awaits us all. On behalf of the Trinity community, we hope that you will forever embody the three fundamental values of Trinity: in perpetual discovery, enduring excellence, and intentional inclusion. We wish that your leadership may be complemented with resilience and grace. We wish you strength and courage in the highest peaks, but also in the bumps on the road ahead. English writer Gilbert Chesterton once said, "People who make history know nothing about history. You can see that in the history that they make." So let us all make history today. And with that, Dr. Vanessa Beasley, on behalf of the 2,456 undergraduate students and the 153 graduate students that comprise of the student body here at Trinity University, I extend to you my deepest congratulations, faith, and luck in the journey ahead. And most of all, a congratulations on your inauguration. Thank you. Trinity University is best measured by the accomplishments and achievements of its alumni, whose ranks have more than doubled in the past 30 years. I am pleased to introduce the current president of Trinity's Alumni Association, Nadia Islam, who brings greetings from more than over 29,000 alumni across the globe. Ms. Islam is an outstanding example of our alumni. She graduated from Trinity in 2012 with the Bachelor's of Science in Political Science, and then obtained her Master's of Public Administration from UTSA. She's presently the Government Affairs Administrator for the City of San Antonio. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Nadia Islam.
Chairperson Meyer, Board of Trustees, Provost Mustaine, distinguished guests, and Madam President, thank you for providing me with the opportunity to address you. On behalf of the university's Alumni Association Board and all the alumni we represent, it is my pleasure to welcome you, Dr. Beasley, as our 20th president. In 1869, Trinity began with 7 students and 5 faculty members. A remarkable student-to-faculty ratio, if you ask me. And that seemingly small group of 12 ignited a flame that has grown tremendously since. 154 years later now, the alumni community comprises more than 30,000 former students who are driven by a sense of duty to each other and to the world. And today, we stand here in support of you. We embrace you for your proven track record in academic leadership. We commend you for your commitment to interdisciplinary growth and discovery, a calling card for this great liberal arts institution. But most of all, we welcome you and all your loved ones warmly into the Tiger family. In 1961, President Kennedy spoke of rising to the occasion in his inaugural address. He said, "I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it, and the glow from that fire can truly light the world." Dr. Beasley, you have been granted the role of leading the university into a transformative role in our world's future. And with energy, faith, devotion, your endeavors will ignite our university and all who are a part of it, and the glow from that fire can truly ignite the world. And now that I've likened you to JFK, I know you're so enthusiastic about taking us to the moon shot goals. So with confidence, we, the alumni, stand in support and support you in leading this university. On behalf of all alumni near and far, welcome to Trinity. And I'd like to welcome our academic provost, Dr. Megan Mustaine, to the stage.
Good morning. President Vanessa Beasley joins Trinity as we enter the national stage, publicly doubling down on our liberal arts identity and shedding our comfort in being a hidden gem. We've decided we're done hiding, which makes the selection of our 20th president, our storyteller-in-chief, especially important. I doubt it was top of mind for the search committee, but I should also note that the selection of our 20th president, my next boss, was also pretty important to me. So on behalf of Trinity, and also speaking for myself, I want to express a deep gratitude to Chair Melody Meyer, to Aaron Baker, who chaired the search committee, to the full presidential search committee, and to Trinity's Board of Trustees for knowing what Trinity needed in its next president, and for finding the person who is exactly that. That's someone who inspires, someone who listens, someone who challenges us and asks the right questions that bring forth our best ideas, and most importantly, someone who laughs at all my jokes. Vanessa is all this and more. She is wicked smart. She magnifies the gifts of those around her. She sees what Trinity can become and holds it out like a mirror to us, like an invitation to be ever more fully what we are. She foregrounds joy, and I've come to really relish those moments when she shares a smile with a colleague. It's not just, gee, look at that cool Trinity thing we both like. And it's never, ever a smirk. It's, wow, we get to be a part of a place and a community without which that piece of utter amazingness couldn't happen. Let's help each other keep making the extraordinary ordinary. But enough about Vanessa. I need the rest of us, all of us in this room, to have a chat about the presidency. See, there's a nearly impossible line to walk in this work, and it's important for that work that all of us understand it. A president needs to be and be seen by all constituents to be a living, breathing embodiment of the university she leads. She is our mission, the sacred and beautiful messiness of inquiry made legible. I want to dwell for just a minute on this inquiry thing. That is the thing that President Beasley is now president of. And I'm going to use Plato's Republic to help me do it, because A, philosopher here, and B, it feels like y'all are dressed for a Plato lecture. I'll try to keep it short. So Plato's famous allegory of the cave uses the image of a bunch of people who spent their whole lives imprisoned in a dark cave, fettered so that all they've ever seen is the cave wall in front of them. A huge fire sits far up and behind them, and its light casts a shadow on that wall. We are asked to imagine that one prisoner gets free and turns around, seeing that big fire for the first time, and learning that everything the prisoners thought they knew was not so clear-cut. Inquiry, learning, yay, right? It's as if you spent your whole life looking at the shadow of, I don't know, say a tiger. And everyone says tiger, and they're really excited about it and congratulate themselves on identifying tigers properly. And then someone turns around and sees an actual three-dimensional orange and black stripy tiger. So much more. That's what we count as inquiry and learning, right? What Plato, and this is maybe the darker part of my speech, One of the things that Plato tells us about that moment is not just the celebratory piece, certainly that, but also that when that person turns around and sees that fire, it hurts. Their eyes are not ready for fire. The prisoner would be, and this is a quote from Plato's Republic, pained and dazzled and unable to see. And Plato reminds us that those prisoners, they're like us. And that for each of us, inquiry is hard. It's painful even. Like his freed prisoner, we often want to close our eyes and turn back rather than to endure the discomfort of coming to see what is truer, more complicated, more difficult than what we're used to and comfortable with. Now, with respect to Trinity, our president has to champion the value of this discomfort. She has to help us want to turn around and do that difficult work. She has to motivate and remind us to persevere in it. And she has to do this with everyone: students, parents, faculty, staff, alumni, benefactors, trustees, neighbors, and community partners. So I'm not trying to talk you out of this job, Vanessa. Instead, I'm calling on everyone here to be an ally in President Beasley's, that is, Trinity's work. We need to embrace inquiry with her. That means that as we work to create and sustain Trinity's bright future, we need to model what learning together looks like. As we support Trinity and support Vanessa, I'll challenge each of us to model the courageous humility we foster in our students. Sharing our ideas bravely and being transparent about our assumptions. Inviting sincere challenge, even of our most cherished opinions. Starting always with curiosity, searching for the ways in which our ideas are wrong or incomplete, because they are. Reaching and caring and listening with all we have for others' insights. Seeking out others' questions, concerns, and worries, and holding them as our own. Knowing that certainty is ever out of our grasp, since what we don't know is infinitely larger than what we do. And being brave and wise enough to act, iterate, and improve together, methodically asking experience to test our ideas. These are the attributes we cultivate at Trinity. We have now a president who lives and breathes them. Let's live them with her. As someone who cares deeply about Trinity, this investiture is also for me a personal investment and commitment. I am honored to invest my trust in President Vanessa Beasley and what she stands for: inquiry first, last, and always. And I will do my utmost to embody it with her, even and especially when I don't want to. I hope that you will all join me. Thank you.
Rochin, a talented Trinity University graduate, will now perform a piece entitled Fire Dance on the harp. Natalie earned 2 degrees at Trinity, a Bachelor of Music in Music Education, summa cum laude in 2018, and a Master of Arts in Teaching degree in 2019. She won Trinity's first concerto competition and was featured as a harp soloist with our Trinity Symphony Orchestra. After serving as a high school orchestra director, Natalie is currently completing a master's degree in harp performance at the University of Texas at Austin.
Natalie, that was exceptionally beautiful. Thank you so much. And as I start our investiture proceedings, I just want to say, listening to the incredibly heartfelt and inspiring comments, I think you can all see what we see, that we have identified and selected the right president at the right time to lead this university forward, and we couldn't be more excited about her leading this university into our future. So, Dr. Beasley, will you please step forward? Dr. Ugolini, Vice Chair of the Faculty Senate, will you please step forward to assist as well? Dr. Beasley, the Board of Trustees has chosen you as the President of Trinity University. Yours will be the great privilege and responsibility of leading Trinity University with a sense of pride in its accomplishments, passion for its mission, and excitement about its future, advancing this great institution to the front ranks of America's finest colleges and universities. By virtue of the authority of the Trinity University Board of Trustees, I commit to you the symbols of the high office of which you now hold. I will place upon your shoulders the official seal of this university in the form of a presidential medallion. You will wear this medallion during commencement and other academic ceremonies when, as president, and acting upon the authority of the faculty and the Board of Trustees, you confer degrees upon students who have fulfilled the requirements for graduation. Each disc in the chain bears the names and dates of office of one of Trinity's presidents and attests to the continuity of educational services provided by the university to young people for the last 154 years. The University Mace is the standard of your authority and responsibility as president. It also symbolizes the covenant between you as president and the faculty. Inscribed on this mace are the 7 traditional symbols of liberal education. These represent our commitment to this style of education. We stand with you, representing trustees, the faculty, the staff, the students, the alumni, and the City of San Antonio, and pledge our support to you as you continue to strive to advance Trinity's legacy of leadership in higher education. Dr. Beasley, may your leadership of this great institution guide this community of scholars to even greater heights of intellectual quality and achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 20th President of Trinity University, Dr. Vanessa Beasley.
Chair Meyer, it is an honor to accept the mace and medallion of Trinity University. These are symbols of your trust, as well as reminders of my sacred responsibility to serve all members of our community. Thank you. Trustees of Trinity University and Trustees Emeriti, fellow university presidents, honored delegates and guests, Mayor Nierenberg, and representatives from the city of San Antonio, President Emeritus Danny Anderson, Trey, and members of our beloved family and friends, Trinity alumni, parents, and supporters who have traveled from near and far, and also those who are joining us today remotely through our Tiger Network, and especially to our faculty, staff, and students. Thank you all for being here to recognize this formal enactment of my commitment to Trinity University. The Trinity University I was called to lead was already very clear on its mission for its new chapter: to redefine liberal arts education for the 21st century. What an audacious goal. At a time when the value of a college education generally, and the liberal arts more specifically, are being questioned, who would take that on? Who could imagine signing up for that? Well, I could, and I have. And now that I've been at Trinity University for a little over 6 months, one thing is even more clear to me. Our university is uniquely positioned to meet this challenge and to lead. Here's why. Our faculty are research-active leaders in their fields, and they teach our undergraduates and master's level students with the same passion and commitment that they bring to their scholarship. It's remarkable. Our students are more intellectually capacious than at any other time in the university's history, and yet they are not just smart, they are smart and generous. In my brief time here, I've seen them support each other in our campus communities in ways that continue to astonish me. Our staff are dedicated, engaged, and bright. Over and over again, they show up. They bring positivity and persistence to their work, even when it's not seen. And our beautiful campus. This beautiful campus is located in a part of the United States with the demographic growth and cultural diversity that leads the rest of the nation. And we live and work in a truly great city that sits at the gateway to the Americas. We were built, quite literally, to rise up, owing to the inspiration and commitments of architect O'Neill Ford, who imagined this campus when others only saw a rock quarry. Every day, our alumni show up. They bring the value and impact of a Trinity education to the rest of the world. And it's also true that we have arrived at this moment through the significant generosity of dedicated supporters committed to this university and to our graduates' success, committed to our enduring excellence. Frankly, it is hard to imagine better conditions or a better place or better people to do this work with. So the real question is, how will we do this work? In my address today, I'm going to propose that we turn to history for some insights and then to our own community for others. And when I say I want to turn to history first, I mean ancient history. To think about how and why the liberal arts might be worth reinventing today, I'd like for us to stop for a moment and recall their origin story. Why they were originally developed as an educational model over 3,500 years ago in classical Greece. So in addition to the Plato lecture, you're also going to get a classics lecture. Again, you look dressed for it. Let's do it. Some scholars trace the liberal arts roots back to pre-democratic Greece in its training for compulsory military service. This training was both physical and intellectual. And it was founded on a very novel premise at the time, that education could be designed to improve both the individual and the society. For either purpose, this form of education was a practical education, something you could use the rest of your life. Over time, as Greek city-states were increasingly organized in ways that you and I might now recognize as democratic, That model of education changed too. In fact, the phrase we use today, and many people ask about, that phrase liberal arts, actually comes from the Greek phrase meaning skills for the free. Now let's be clear on one point. During the earliest days of what we're calling Western democracy here, not everyone was free. In fact, most people were not free, and I'll come back to that later. But for those who were and able to receive this education, this new model of liberal arts was designed to prepare free citizens to engage in democracy with each other. The first three branches of the liberal arts were called the trivium: grammar, rhetoric, and dialectic. All these forms of knowledge had a fundamentally civic purpose. How do you understand the world around you? And how do you make arguments to other citizens based on what you understand, what you'd advocate for, what you think the community needs? All three branches of the trivium were defined as or in relation to philosophy, as some of our philosopher friends like to remind us. One reason for philosophy to be the foundation of this education was that even then, the ancient Greeks struggled with the ethics of this kind of education. Because, in fact, your understanding of the world is almost never just yours alone. And it has deep implications for other people and how they live their lives. Later, these subjects would be joined by four others: the quadrivium: math, astronomy, music, and geometry. Knowing these 7 subjects could help you solve problems, and it could help you do new things. It could help you innovate, from learning how to argue your case in front of a city council to knowing how to measure angles so that you could design a new bridge. And to that latter example, it is important to note that the disciplines we now call STEM also had their roots in the liberal arts. I think people forget this. They were part of that first tradition of liberal arts education too. These 7 subjects together taught different ways of knowing, methodologies for getting answers, for accessing truth, for resolving issues as you interacted with other people. These 7 subjects ingrained rigorous habits of mind. They taught basic vocabularies in words, symbols, charts, and formulas, vocabularies necessary to understand the world before you sought to change it. Now, these are also the 7 subjects symbolized by the artwork on our university's mace. And even as the names of our departments, disciplines have grown over the centuries, these 7 subjects are still understood as foundational and fundamental, both to our undergraduate studies and also to our master's programs. That's because learning a variety of different ways of thinking gives us different ways of interpreting and assessing the world, and that's a good thing. In today's environment, focusing on that last part may be an important aspect of why it's important to reimagine the liberal arts. Because in our polarized nation, too often, different ways of thinking make us suspicious of each other. I'm going to argue that now more than ever, we need shared tools to know more about what and how we know. And we need to hold each other accountable for how we use these tools. For example, we must teach people how to find and evaluate evidence. We must enable more forms of inquiry, not fewer. We must all feel free to debate and challenge each other's views, and with deep respect for the other arguer, as well as for the enterprise of argument itself, showing respect for the process of learning that is merely beginning the first time you hear a new or challenging idea. And it is also good, and to be expected, that these processes of learning are difficult. It is to be expected that our methodologies, our process of getting a claim to the truth, will vary from one discipline to another. A discovery in the laboratory will look different from one in a philosophy or religion classroom. Learning how to make both kinds of discovery is a tool for the free, to quote those ancients. Anyone who has ever been presented with a scary diagnosis, for example, knows that it is important to learn all you can about the science surrounding that disease and treatment, as well as to know how to think deeply about the art and beauty of living in a way that makes your days meaningful. And one of the most distinctive characteristics of a university is that we alone specialize in advancing multiple avenues of discovery. We affirm all of these ways of knowing. And again, we hold each other accountable to standards of discovery that exist outside of us as individuals and to the way we argue with respect for each other and ensure, therefore, that we are checking each other's work. At Trinity, when we say we value an interdisciplinary education, it means we are doubling down on all of those commitments. We know it is very difficult to bring different processes and epistemologies into the same room. But we do it anyway, because it is the only way to understand our world and to solve complex problems together. This is the only path to perpetual discovery. As I mentioned, our unique role as university citizens is to safeguard inquiry itself. You heard our provost discuss that. We must keep answering questions and questioning answers. And we must do this with respect for the integrity of our entire community. It's possible that at this moment we are so afraid of argument that we have forgotten that it is good and in fact essential to disagree with each other. Now, I've heard it said that no one ever argued their way to happiness. That's probably true, but it also means that perhaps we're approaching our idea of argument in the wrong way here. There is a profound difference between arguing to win and arguing to learn. In fact, a recent Yale study found that people who entered arguments with an openness and a willingness to learn, rather than viewing them only as a battle to be won, those people had an increased level of happiness and creativity. So here we argue to learn. And we know that arguing to learn will change the way you view the world and maybe your place in it. And we also know that perhaps it'll just reaffirm and strengthen your long-held convictions and belief. Both are important processes. Both must continue to occur. People at Trinity already know this. It's what we do every day. It's what makes us a compassionate community of thinkers and doers and problem solvers. Ever since setting foot on our beautiful campus, I have seen students and faculty and staff who have each other's back and who help each other learn, even as they ask each other difficult questions. We are a community bound by a shared decision to support each other's learning through humility, respect, and intentional inclusion. Intentional inclusion is, of course, one of those things that the ancient Greeks did not value. And as we invite more people from different backgrounds to our campus, I want to be very clear on this point. When you say yes to our invitation to join this campus community in any role, that's all I need to know. You are worthy of being here. Your ideas are welcome here. You belong here. And if we disagree, and we will, that doesn't change anything about what I just said. You still belong here. Here, we do want to know what you think, even as we know that what you think may change as you learn more from each other about how to think. In fact, if your ideas are not challenged while you're here, then we're not doing our job as a university. I come to campus every day knowing that I will learn something new from my colleagues, and I always do. Sometimes what I learn changes what I'm thinking, and sometimes it sharpens what I already thought, forcing me to come up with a better rationale or seek better evidence. Today I ask no less of you. This is how we will learn together, and this is how we teach each other every day. In my own scholarly work as a researcher of media and presidential politics, as has already been referenced, including by Chad's favorite chatbot, I, in fact, learn new things every day with each new text, with each new president, as I stay grounded in the traditions of what scholars before me have discovered. And an area of scholarship in my study of U.S. presidents is, in fact, how they have given inaugural addresses. Now, those inaugurations, too, are a pretty big deal, although this one seems like a pretty big deal to me. And in fact, in those messages, there are traditional themes that go along with the ritual of that particular transfer of power. One of the things we expect those inaugural addresses to do, for example, is to state the values that will drive the president's work. Most of my speech today has done that, I hope. I want you to leave here with a very clear sense of the academic values I will advance and protect at Trinity. Another purpose of that other presidential inaugural is to reaffirm a sense of community every 4 years. Especially if there's been a contentious election, it is important that the new President of the United States state unequivocally that he or she will represent the interests of all of the people. And that's how I'd like to end my remarks today, by going back to something I said at the very beginning. I will serve all of our community, because even if my speech is the longest, the most important words of today's ceremony are not mine. They are Trinity's. They have words that are spoken before, across leaders and across generations. They are also the words used by every other person who stood at this podium today to make remarks, bring greetings, or bestow the symbols of trust on behalf of an entire university community. My personal vow to you is that I will live up to your trust, placing the integrity of our community above all else. So now I would invite you to join me and start to learn and rely on our skills of the free to nourish something even more remarkable here at Trinity University. We must have enough commitment to uphold existing scholarly traditions of inquiry, while also having enough humility to admit that we all have so much to learn, and so much to learn by listening to each other. In short, and as you've already heard me say, because we love this around here, we must question answers even as we answer questions. We must pair knowledge with critical thinking. And we must be guided by Trinity's values of enduring excellence, perpetual discovery, and intentional inclusion. I consider myself very fortunate to join this university during a time of tremendous opportunity and optimism. And I invite you, everyone here, everyone watching, to join me in meeting this moment with courage and confidence. We are where we are now because of you and those who have come before all of us. Now is our moment. Now is our time to strengthen our community, learn from each other, and ignite imaginations for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, President Beasley. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now join together in singing the Trinity University alma mater, led by alumna Artie Saunders. Artie earned a Bachelor of Arts in Ancient Mediterranean Studies in 2022, and during their time in Trinity, they also sang in the Chamber Singers, ran on the cross-country and track and field teams, and was part of the Pride leadership team. They are now singing in the St. Mark's Episcopal Church Choir and working as a receptionist at Texas Public Radio. Please rise and join Artie Saunders in the singing of the alma mater and remain standing for the benediction.
We
So now, friends, as our celebrations come to an end, the work of shaping Trinity's future begins. May each of us, in our own unique ways, foster inquiry, inspire discovery, seek to cultivate inclusion, and make this a place of excellence, turning those extraordinary moments into ordinary ones. For we are a community gathered together, united in mission and in purpose, that all of us might transform this world and make our lives rich in meaning and full of purpose. So go in peace, friends, to love and serve the world. Amen.
For the academic recessional, which brings to a close this investiture ceremony. My sincere thanks to all who have joined us this afternoon to celebrate the beginning of a new chapter in the history of Trinity University. You are all invited to join us for the inaugural reception for President Beasley and the First Gentleman on the lawn surrounding the conversation of Magic Stones.